Zach, tell us all about this Goggins challenge. I think it's so cool. And why is it so important to you?
I mean, the list of reasons why it's important to me is endless. Friday, 3 o'clock, there's 10 of us meeting at the Equinox Hotel here in New York City in Hudson Yards. We're going to run 4 miles at 3 o'clock. And then every 4 hours, so 3, 7, 11, 3, 7, for the next, kind of 12 cycles, we're going to run 4 miles, which will end up being 48 miles in about 48 hours.
Awesome.
And we're doing it all to raise awareness and money and build community around mental illness and addiction, so that people can understand that there's help available, and that this life is not a punishment. Personally, I went through some of my own shit, and it's well documented and well publicized, and it's out there, so it's not something that I shy away from. And for me, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And if I can be some type of representation of the life that is available to those who are currently struggling this weekend, then like I've hit the jackpot.
I love that.
So
I think that's great. So can anybody come down and run with you if they're in the city?
we can. Yeah, we're not being shy about it. I mean, look, I'm sure there'll be some legs at 3 a.m. when there's just us, and I'm sure, some of Bachelor Nation might crawl their way out there and be running with us at some point over the weekend. And that's at the end of the day, with all the shit that was going on, in our world and in our country the past 14 months with COVID and Black Lives Matter and everything else, what we are trying to do this weekend, in addition to all the stuff I just talked about, is just be inclusive, bring people together, laugh a little bit, smile a little bit, get people moving. It's going to be a blast.
Definitely. I mean, would you say, besides having obviously your love story with Tasha on the show, would you say one of the best things to come from this experience is being able to help others in their recoveries and in mental illness as well?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And like, it's hard. I smile and I joke and I laugh about it, but it hits like a different way when I really think about it. And I had no idea what to expect out of going on this television show, taking this leap of faith that I knew very little about.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we have helped people as a result of doing it. And that to me it just fills me up. I mean, I could, my DMs on a daily basis are just people reaching out, asking for help because they don't know where else to go. And so that is just a beautiful thing.
It's incredible. I mean, as somebody that struggled in the past, did any of this instant fame kind of throw you a little bit at all?
I've been asked that a lot, and kind of like my thing there is, I feel like I'm an 80-year-old and a 37-year-old body. I mean, some of the stuff I've been through with just the brain tumor and the drug addiction and like some, whatever. I've had some gnarly moments, which I'm sure will become more and more documented as we move along here. So, with something like this, I'm embracing the positive. I've learned that, there's a lot of people out there who have nothing better to do with their time than try to like come at me and Tasha or whatever it is. And, if I give them power, I'm giving them exactly what they want. So, other than that, do I get asked for a couple pictures here and there? Sure. But like, smile and keep it moving.
Definitely. I love that. I've spoken to a ton of Bachelor couples, in the months after the show, and they say the months after the show are the hardest. Would you say that it's been difficult for you guys, and what kind of challenges have you faced and how have you overcome them?
For all the reasons that people say it shouldn't work, right? Because it's so quick and all that stuff. And I hear that. There's also a lot of reasons why for me it does work, right? Because you put the cell phone down, there's no distractions, your conversations are very like pointed and structured. And you really give yourself, like for me, I gave myself that opportunity to kind of really explore what love was and what this relationship could be. And so coming out of that, I think we had a strong foundation. And then it's about like, digging in together and getting to know each other and understanding each other's lives. And we're both, like passionate, driven, busy human beings. And with that, like we need to remind ourselves to work each other into it. And we've done that. So yeah, the couple months after, there were some ups and downs, of course, and like well documented, but at the end of the day, like it's all good right now.
Yeah. What's the most surprising thing that you've learned about her since the show?
she's funny. I mean,
Mhm.
she's funny. She doesn't think she makes me laugh, but I actually do. I laugh at her. She just doesn't know it. And I, she loves sweets. She'll try and pawn that off on me, but she definitely loves sweets. And, she really cares. She really cares
Mhm.
about other people, and she feels things like tremendously. And that's something that I really appreciate about her. So,
Definitely. Do you guys feel the pressure to stay together because of the show, or do you kind of not listen to the noise? Because there was all those rumors that you guys split up because she wasn't wearing her ring because she was going to get sized. Like, so many people are invested in your relationship. Does that get a little overwhelming at times?
I think, and I explained this earlier, like I think, or I don't think, I know that at
Mhm.
the end of the day, there's our relationship, me and her, and then there's everything else kind of around it. And if this isn't solid, which it is, then, this stuff can kind of like work itself into it. Um, but it is solid. And like at the end of the day, like none of that other stuff really truly matters.
Mhm.
I think you need to be aware, and I think you need to like acknowledge that it could be difficult, just like you're asking me.
Mhm.
But that's why we have each other, to support us through those like difficult times or whatever it might be.
Totally. I got to ask, are wedding plans in the works? Or are you guys still taking it day by day?
No, well, I mean, obviously there's wedding plans,
Yeah.
like, there are plans to get married, but it's been a wild start to the year,
Mhm.
and is there a wedding date at this very moment? No.
Mhm.
Will there be? Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you guys will televise the wedding?
Oh, I have no idea. Is
Yeah.
that something you do? Is that something you do?
The bachelor couples have gotten wedding specials and things like that.
I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Knowing us, I would say that's probably a no, but hey,
Mhm.
happy wife, happy life. So whatever she wants, I'm in.
Well, if your vows are anything like your proposal, it's going to be the most romantic thing of all time.
I appreciate that.
I know that you recently visited Tasha while she's filming The Bachelorette. I mean, how is everything going? How is hosting duties going for her? Is it harder and easier than she expected?
Yeah, I did see her recently. Where we were and what we were doing is not important, but at the end of the day, she is a very talented human being. So whatever she puts her mind to, she's going to do a damn good job with. Whether that's being the lead on a television show, or checking in with her fans on Instagram, or picking out the movie that we're going to watch on a Sunday night. I believe in her, and that's one of the reasons I love her. So
Totally. Was she nervous going into it though? I know you can't say too much about how it's going. Obviously, you don't want to spoil anything, but was she nervous going into?
I think when people are given big opportunities in life, there's always going to be nerves, right? No matter what that is. I mean, like, I don't know, Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowls. If he's playing in it to win his 8th next year, he's still going to be nervous. This stuff
Mhm.
doesn't, like, I don't think you get used to all these eyeballs being on you. So for me, it's just important to know that she's loved and supported no matter what she's doing.
Definitely. What did you think of your fellow contestant and friend Blake Moynes being spotted on the Bachelorette set? Is he a perfect person to have the opportunity to find love once again?
Look, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I can tell you something. Blake is a good dude. Like that guy, and as we're all the guys that I was on that show with.
Hmm.
So whatever he may or may not be doing right now, like I can't speak to that, but I think at the end of the day, no matter who Blake ends up with, is going to be a lucky gal, because he's got a huge heart.
Hmm.
Um,
You're very good at not spoiling things. I appreciate it. Very good at it. Obviously, Keisha and Caitlin both said that they weren't replacing Chris when they went on the show. I mean, do you think that Chris should be back to host Bachelor in Paradise? I know that you guys got to know each other while you were on The Bachelorette.
I mean, look, again,
Mhm.
for me, in this whole world, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of drama. I think a lot of the drama is manufactured by this huge fan base that is behind it. For me personally, all I can speak to is my experience, and it's been a very positive one.
Yeah.
For me, I've ended up in a beautiful love story, obviously with Tasha. I've been given this unbelievable platform to help people. and all that other stuff, like, you know, it's going to work itself out one way or another, you know. And for me personally, for Zach, my opinion doesn't really matter. And so, you know, like, I think everything ends up working out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Were you disappointed in it though? The whole
Disappointed in
Chris,
what?
in the whole Chris situation?
I don't, again, like, for me, right, like, I don't have strong feelings about any of it. Like, I have my experience on the show, which was a very positive one. I'm very grateful for the time that I spent there. I met some amazing human beings. And I'm gonna kind of like leave it there.
Totally. I totally understand. I know you recently talked with Cheryl Burke and she was pushing you to do Dancing with the Stars. So any thoughts on that? Would you do it?
That was a fun interview. Those people are fun. Cheryl and AJ,
Yeah.
that was a good time. I enjoyed chilling with them. Look, I one of the things that my old man taught me, like, very early in life, right? Like, and this pertains to business and life and just like general, whatever it is like, you know, take every meeting, you know, take every meeting, have every conversation. You never know what's going to come of it. If you would have asked me in January of 2020 if I would go on the Bachelorette, I would have said, you're absolutely crazy. And, you know, here I am in April of 2021, like, engaged, talking to you, talking about Dancing with the Stars. Like, when in Rome, why not, you know?
Why not? I think it would be great if you and Tasha were both on it and both were competing against each other. Are you two like super competitive?
We are very competitive. And, you know, it's very funny because we, you know, have had a lot of time to kind of hang with just each other. So there's been a lot of board gaming, card playing, and we will get into it and we won't even notice like how competitive we're being until the game ends and like we both take a deep breath, like, that was intense. Now I also am no dummy, and I never discount my competition. So in order to compete with her on a dance floor, I will tell you that I'm going to need a substantial amount of work because she's got some serious moves.
She does got some serious moves. I love that. Who usually wins out in these competitions between the two of you?
I mean, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll give her this.
Is she gonna, I know that she's probably not gonna be able to join you in New York for this challenge, but will she be lacing up her running shoes and doing this virtually?
Oh, she will be joining in some way, shape, or form. That is not to be questioned. We're gonna work out some of the logistics there, but I might have to run 4 miles with the phone, like, up here, like, as she's running her 4 miles. But she's gonna get involved for sure.
Definitely, I love that. Is Dale going to be joining? I know you said some Bachelor Nation Bachelor Nation members are going to be joining. I know Dale is in the city. Are you guys close, and will he be joining you as well?
So there's a crew of New Yorkers in the city. Definitely Riley, Jordan, Dale, you know, Dr. Joe. There's a really good group here. And I welcome anyone coming by, literally anyone who wants to come by and just hang, and you know, I would hope that they're obviously young and athletic, so at least doing one lap with us would be cool. But I'll probably ping them over the next couple of days and just say, hey, this is happening, come through if you want to.
Definitely. Is it nice to see Dale and Claire maybe working things out again?
I just heard that. Just heard that in the last talking to Ginny. So, you know, I think that's great. You know, like, I think what I know is that Dale's a good guy, and obviously I got to know Claire a little bit, and if they've been able to, you know, work through some things, like, cheers to them. And at the end of the day, like, right, like, we all just want everyone to be happy.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. I mean, did you know from the beginning that there was serious sparks between the two of them?
My first little while, like, my head was just rotating, so I don't know what I thought was going on. Like, I just remember kind of like looking around me and being like, this is my life right now. So whether it was like Claire and Dale or like whatever it was, I think that was actually like the greatest gift I was given, because I kind of got to get grounded for a couple days, and then kind of Tasha walked in and I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, totally. You're like head spinning. You're like, I can't believe this is my life right now.
Yeah.